Hey, welcome back. We're just zipping through hour one. Fantastic show today. My dear compadre, Frank Morano, was missing today. He's in Italy. He's strolling the villas. He's making mozzarella and fresh red wine. And we're here slaving it, bringing you all the best of the news, markets, and politics as we do every day, noon to 2 Eastern from the Question Tequila Studios. And we're live downtown on Broadway, of course, in the Newsmax downtown outpost. Right by the New York Stock Exchange, where there's just a little bit of improvement. The wind's in my face today. I got a couple of texts yesterday from people who said I couldn't hit a 7-iron to the New York Stock Exchange. I actually can't, but it's kind of like an analogy, like not far away, 7-iron, like not 150 yards though, but maybe a driver today with the wind in the face. But the Dow is down 75, coming off its lows of the day, so there's a little bit of improvement. Any positive news out of the China trade talks is going to be a rocket shot. And we're just under that key 27,000 number, which I keep talking about. And Bitcoin, we're the only show on television that talks about cryptocurrency, blockchain, and especially Bitcoin every single day. We're spreading the message. We're creating awareness. We're educating people to make good, sound decisions that are suitable for them. But one of the guys who knows a heck of a lot more than me joins me right now. That's David Schwartz. He's a project director with the Litecoin Foundation. He oversees all kinds of different projects that the Litecoin Foundation is doing to bring awareness and adoption. And he's also the CEO and co-founder of Cornerstone Global. So, David, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
Fantastic. We're still, even though people think, there's mass adoption, we're still in the earliest of adoption phases, in my view, for all these cryptocurrencies. We're starting to see some institutional regulations here in the U.S., which in this case is probably good. It'll make investors feel better. What are you guys doing to spread the word about Litecoin? And explain to our audience, who's like a 101, if you could do crypto for dummies with us, what's the difference between Litecoin and Bitcoin? I know, but I like to educate my audience.
Yeah, sure. So the main difference is basically there's 4 times as many coins that will be created over the course of its lifetime. So 84 million versus the 21 million for Bitcoin, and then also it's quicker on the transaction side than Bitcoin. It can be utilized easier for things like cups of coffee, everyday types of purchases. But other than that, it's very, very similar. The only other thing that would probably be a notable difference is the fact that it doesn't use the same hashing algorithm as Bitcoin. So if I want to try and keep it simple, the miners who use their mining equipment to mine Bitcoin do not have to compromise any of that mining power to go and mine Litecoin, because it's done off of a different algorithm. And so it doesn't take away from Bitcoin and what it's trying to do as well. So it complements it very well.
So what you're saying is, I've kind of got into this with our audience many times, but there's this big processing community out there of nodes that look at what's happening on the blockchain, and whether it's a Bitcoin or a Litecoin, people can solve math equations, basically. And for doing that and gaining consensus around a particular transaction, everyone gets a little piece of bounty that gets split amongst them for peer review, basically, right? So you're saying you don't need extra processing power to do Bitcoin and Litecoin at the same time?
You would use different type of algorithm, and then the rewards are a little bit different right now. So I know that, I don't know if you've mentioned it often to your audience, but the Bitcoin halving, where they have the amount of rewards that you mentioned, that's going to happen probably about May of 2020, and Litecoin just had theirs just a few months ago. So it's cut its rewards in half, and that happens every 4 years.
So yes, we have breezed over it. We had Kiana Danielle on. She's the author of Crypto for Dummies, and Cryptocurrency Investing for Dummies is her book. And we talked about the halvening a little bit, but just for our audience who's following along at home and learning all about this new economy, that little bounty that I was talking to you about before that you get for having a machine that can process and solve math equations, in May of 2020, the amount you get for Bitcoin right now is going to be cut in half. So the idea is there'll probably be more transactions processing, but you're also going to get less of a bounty. So if you don't have the sharpest, slickest equipment, you're probably going to be out of the mining business.
Yes, yeah, and so it ends up causing Bitcoin and Litecoin, for example, to be deflationary. So over time, the inflation goes down to the point of near zero after it's all been mined, and so you end up having more activity, more purchases, more transactions, less of a reward, which causes the price, inherently to go up, because you're talking about the same amount of people fighting for a less amount of coins in the processing space.
So you would think it would speed up processing, but just so people at home aren't confused or alarmed, it doesn't mean the price of Bitcoin is going to be halved at the halvening.
No, that's not how it works at all. It's really about the reward that's put out versus
the bounty, or as they call it, the mining fee, right?
Actually, yeah, the bounty usually ends up going up the value of it, because you're talking about less coins for the same amount of people coming out every hour.
Got it. Well, David, I know you got a big conference coming up this weekend out in Vegas. I'm hoping to join you at least for a little bit. Final minute here. Why don't you tell us what's happening out in Vegas and how people can learn more about it?
Yeah, so the Litecoin Summit, second annual one, is going to be the 28th and 29th of October, and it's going to be at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas. Beautiful, beautiful hotel. 2 days full of speakers ranging from code.org to Charlie Lee, the creator of Litecoin. We have Dr. Ron Paul is going to be out there.
If we get down there, can we get an interview with Charlie Lee for Liquid Lunch?
Yeah, I'm sure we can arrange that to happen.
That would be amazing.
And then day two we have an athlete panel. So we have people like Ben Askren, who's a devout libertarian, and he loves Litecoin and Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. He's going to be there along with a few other athletes. CJ Sapong from the Major League Soccer, and a few others. Landon Castle from NASCAR will be out there, and we just have a lot of really interesting, a very diverse range of speakers that'll be there. And then we have the first, that I believe, first gaming tournament ever. It's going to be a Fortnite battle royale that takes place at the end of day one.
Wow.
Where it's going to be the winnings will be given out in cryptocurrencies.
Wow.
So that's,
fantastic.
I believe that's the first time that's ever happened. Yeah.
All right.
So that'll be at the Luxor.
All right. I'm going to catch up with you down in Vegas. I want to thank you so much, David Schwartz from the Litecoin Foundation. Check out the Litecoin convention going on down at the Cosmopolitan starting Monday. And check out these commercials, because they're important. Without them, we're dead. We're off the air. Sit right there, shake up a cold one. Coming back at you right after this with Liquid Lunch.